Hi there, I'm Lisa from Mythical Witchery. Welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Well, it's been a wee while since I made a video. I haven't really been too well for a few months, so I needed to take a step back from anything that was a little bit challenging, and honestly, it might sound simple, but turning on a camera and doing a recording isn't always that easy, and I haven't really had the energy to do that and make something that is of decent quality to share with you. But hopefully today's video will be okay, and I hope that you really enjoy it. I just received this package in the mail. This is a Kickstarter, and it was launched in the spring of this year. This is by British creator Angela Tubb. Angela's created a number of decks. I don't have any of her other decks. This is my first one, so I'm really excited to see what this is like. So just opening the box here, we got this really cute little card with some of her details. There's a cute little sticker. Oh, oops, sideways. Little fox. And then we've got the deck. So just put that box aside. And it's got this little wrapper on it. Little card. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. Much love, Angela. And she says, I'm a freelance vegan pagan artist. Most of my work is animal nature based. However, I have a passion for the tarot and create tarot decks, as well as doing freelance games design network. So this is the Fox and Crow Tarot. As I said, it launched on Kickstarter earlier this year and fully funded. I think it was like May 25th or something like that. Let me just have a quick look here so I'm giving you proper details. So, campaign. Yeah, I think it was around that date. So Angela is really passionate about both foxes and crows, and we're going to see a lot of that in this deck, obviously. I love them both as well, and when this was launched, I really could not resist it. So it's in a rigid two-piece box, opens easily, which is nice because not all of these types of boxes do. On the back, it says, let the playful fox and the wise crow guide you in this tarot deck full of magic and love. I'll just put that box aside. And then we've got a little guidebook here. It's not horribly thick. It says, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. And that's a quote by Albert Einstein. How true is that? It's not the kind of thing I would have expected him to say, but gosh. Okay. She says, I have always had, a love of foxes and crows and often see them in cahoots with each other. Despite supposedly being enemies, it always seems to me that as creatures they are remarkably similar in the sense of intelligence, reasoning, and humorous play. Traits also very prominent in humans. Oh gosh, it's been so long I think I've forgotten how to talk too. I'm not the only spiritually inclined person who feels a kindred with these animals. Both the fox and the crow are often seen as outcasts and often hugely misunderstood, much like those of us who like to use the tarot and find guidance in nature and the mystical. I felt really drawn to create a deck featuring these amazing beings, and I really hope you like it. So this just gives you an idea of what you'll find in the guidebook. There's a little description of the card, tiny picture of the card, gives a meaning. It describes the card briefly and gives a meaning, positive and negative. And So not every card gets a full page. But that's okay. It just gives the basics. And I think that's probably all you. Oh, look at that. Can't wait to go through these. Looks like the minors don't show all the cards, but they do show what looks like the ace of the suit. So that's just a really quick little look at the book. And 52 pages. Now let's look at these cards, because this is what you're really going to see, isn't it? Okay, let me just grab my ruler. Sorry about that. You know, I have always been really organized when I do a video, and right now I feel like I'm just not organized at all. So I'm going to measure these. You have an idea. They're not a standard tarot size by any stretch, but they actually look really shuffleable. So let's just give them a measure here. So measurements are, looks like 75 millimeters by 110 millimeters. Hello, Oracle. Or just under 3 inches by just a shade over 4 inches. So that gives you a general idea of the size that they are compared to a regular tarot deck or standard tarot deck. These are the backs, fully reversible. Oh, little Oracle's decided she's going to lay down here and watch what we're doing. She's one of the 2 kittens that came to live with me after Jellybean died. I love that. Look at those foxes. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we've got white borders all around. There's nothing special on the outside, like no gilding or matte finish, which is absolutely fine, because you know what? If you want it, you can do it yourself. I don't know if Angela is selling more of these. I kind of hope she is, and she might be on her Etsy shop. I will link her Etsy and all of her contact information. Well, not obviously all of her contact information, but website and so on in the description below this video. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to have cat hair everywhere here in a second. And so we can get a nice close look at these cards. I will just be a moment. Okay, I think we should be good to start. So this is our Fool card. I love this. I love that right away we've got the fox ready to leap off into adventure and the crow saying, hang on, hang on, let's give this a little thought. That's really cute. They're quite a flexible stock as well, as you can see there. So I think these will be really super easy to shuffle. And the Magician. The High Priestess. That is really beautiful. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. That's really sweet. I really like her artwork. The Chariot. Love this with the 2 different colors of crows. I don't think you often see a white crow, but I have heard of it once in a while. You get the Strength card. The Hermit. That's great. He looks a little frazzled though, doesn't he? I feel like that sometimes. The Wheel of Fortune. I see that Angela's got, like, she signed all of these cards. I've heard people complain about that kind of thing if an artist that creates a tarot deck signs their cards. But you know what? This is an artist. This is a real life artist with blood and breathing air. It's not a computer. It's not AI generated. It's a human being. And I think if they want to sign their art, they should be signing their art. In fact, with my deck, most of my paintings that I've done, the Hanged One, most of the paintings that I've done, I never intended to create a deck with them. So they're all signed. And I've been going back and forth on how to approach it. But I think I'll just leave the signatures on them. Death. They're not obtrusive in any way. Like here, look, her signature is so small here, you can barely even see it. Just blends in so beautifully. I don't like when they've got that, huge scrawl across the painting. I don't like that at all. Temperance. I love this card. Sorry, I'm going off on a big tangent here. Look at that. Really love the details in there. The Devil. Yeah. The Tower. The Star. Oh, that's so pretty. The Moon. Oh my goodness, this is really beautiful. Postman came knocking on my door this morning, well before when I wanted to get out of bed. The sun. And when I opened the door, he handed me this package, and I got excited because I had a pretty good idea of what it was going to be. I love this. Look at that. Love the butterfly, the little flowers. That's just such a joyous card, isn't it? As it should be. Judgment. I really like the size of these cards. They're quite a bit smaller than a standard tarot deck, but I bet they're going to be so nice to shuffle. And this is the World. Okay, so moving into the swords and starting with the King. And the Queen. The Knight of Swords. The Page. The Ace of Swords. I like the fact that we don't see, whoops, sorry about that, Oracle just leapt off the table. And we got a little bit of cat quake there. What was I saying? I love the fact that you don't see both the fox and the crow in every single card. I like the fact that you see them both on some of the cards and that you see one or the other on the other cards. I really like that. Three of Swords. The crow wings in the background there. And really different perspective of the swords piercing the heart. Very interesting. Not a standard Three of Swords. The Four of Swords. Five of Swords. I think I'm just going to move these to the side now so the camera continues to focus on those cards rather than the other pile. Six of Swords. 7. Really interesting. 8 of Swords. These are really well done. 9 of Swords. I love how the red behind here really gives a feeling of anxiety to this card. 10 of Swords. Sorry about the beep on my phone there. As I said, it's been a while since I did a recording, so I've forgotten some of what to do. Cat hair everywhere. King of Cups. And the Queen, look at her splashing around in that water. I love that card. Knight of Cups. And the Page. Oh, look at him. Oh, how cute. Little baby crow. Ace of Cups. I really like these cards. This is such a nice deck. I have to be honest, when I backed this deck, I didn't really spend much time looking at the cards. I just kind of glanced at them, and I saw enough to know that I liked what I saw. And so seeing all these cards is really cool because I didn't know exactly what to expect. 4 of Cups. I love how he's looking off here, and he just has this look in his eyes. Like his eyes are a little bit wide. He looks like he's just staring off into the distance and gives no attention whatsoever to what's going on around him. Love that. Great 4 of Cups. 5 of Cups. This is one of my special cards. I really like this. Very well done. I wish that we as a community could normalize the fact that grief is okay, that grieving is okay. It's not something that we have to rush through. It's not something that we need to be motivated to move past. You know, oh, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You know what? Sometimes, sure. But if someone is experiencing grief about something, gosh, let them grieve. Let them grieve. It's normal to focus on that grief. Because when you're in the midst of it, when you're in deep grief, you can't see anything else. And that's okay. Because time will allow us to process. 6 of Cups. Sorry for going off on a tangent there. Grief is something that is very close to my heart, I guess. And I have pretty strong feelings about. I've experienced a lot of it in the last number of years. 7 of Cups. And if you have watched my channel, you'll probably see that I've done some work on grief, and I still have the intention of completing that grief series. It's just, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. So, 8 of Cups. Love this card. Really, really beautiful. Love the colors here. She did a fantastic job with this deck. 9 of Cups. Oh, 10 of Cups. And moving into the Wands. Such a majestic looking king. And the Queen. really, really like this deck. The Knight of Wands. And the Page. He's so cute. He's so cute. Ace of Wands. And the 2. Oh. 3 of Wands. 4. 5 of Wands. 6. 7 of Wands. 8. 9. Yeah, I really like this deck. This is nice. I'm going to enjoy working with this. And the Pentacles. I'm really excited to shuffle this. The Queen. The Knight. Page of Pentacles. Ace. Two. Three of Pentacles. 4. I really like that. If he had 2 more feet, he'd be standing on the other 2. 5. Oh. You know, this just a little bit of background, but in England, especially in London, well, I'm sure in other cities as well, there's a lot of foxes. They're referred to as being urban foxes. And, you know, we're literally encroaching on their habitat, and they have no choice but to scavenge for food. And there are so many people out there that treat them like they're just vermin. They focus on that whole idea of them being scavengers, and I think it's really horrible. They're beautiful, beautiful animals. They're just trying to survive, you know, the best that they can in a world that they've had to adapt to. There I am on a tangent again. 8 of Pentacles. 9. And the 10. Okay, I am going to zoom out and we'll have a look at how these shuffle. Be right back. Okay, so let's see how these shuffle. Like I said, they're quite flexible. So you can even see how you can kind of bend the whole lot of them quite easily. So I'm sure these are going to be a joy. What? She says. Oh, they are really nice. Really nice and flexible. Okay, let's just take a card from the top and see what the guidebook says, just to give you an idea here. So we've got the Six of Wands. And it says, time to celebrate. All of your hard work is beginning to bear fruit, and you may find yourself in a better financial situation. There could be good news, promotions, contracts. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's shuffle these a couple more times. I'll draw a couple cards and do a quick little mini reading. Whoops. Fumble fingers. So yeah, they are very, very flexible. I'm really not sure about the cardstock, like what type it is. I'll just take a really quick look here and see if she said anything. I don't see. Okay, it says 320 GSM heretic. So this is a black core, and you can kind of tell how it looks, the gray there. It's not the thickest cardstock, but it is a core. It does have a core, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that heretic stock is a black core. I'm no cardstock expert though. But I've had a number of decks that were on what they referred to as heretic stock. Most of them actually British, come to think of it. And they were all very similar kind of feel. So we've got the Seven of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So let's see what she says in the guidebook about this. So she says, hello again, Oracle. The need for diligence and diplomacy. You may be faced with some opposition or experience some kind of deception, possibly somebody spreading untruths. She wants a cuddle. It's important that you avoid confrontation and use your wits to tackle the issue. And then, of course, we've got the Five of Cups. Oracle wants to stand on all of these cards. Yeah, I know. Disappointment and possible heartbreak, end of a relationship. There's a sense of grief and loss, but there's also a possibility that there's still something to work on. And then we have the Six of Wands. Just got the basic meanings there. But how would you interpret this spread? For me, I would say something like I'm experiencing or have experienced some difficulty in the past, perhaps. I haven't been completely honest with myself about how well I'm doing on my grief journey. And the fact that I'm still struggling at times to cope with my grief. But I am getting there, and I will continue to get there. And as long as I keep working on building a life for myself outside of my loss, then I will get to the point where I have things to celebrate, things to be proud of. Yeah, maybe. What do you think? Love to hear your thoughts. I've got my little girl here. She's spread out and she's given me cuddles. So that is the Fox and Crow Tarot, an indie deck by Angela Tubb, British artist, and I really am very impressed and pleased with this deck. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you want to share them in the comments down below. And you know what? Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching this. If you are watching it, thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you. You've been a great support for me. And a few of you have reached out over the last few months just to check in with me and see how I'm doing. And I really, truly appreciate that, because sometimes you can feel pretty alone, especially when you're in a situation like I find myself in. So I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, and hopefully you won't wait as long, because I am feeling like I'm ready to start being myself again. Until next time, may love and laughter light your days. Bye for now.